We're live. Good morning and welcome to IT and Central Services Committee meeting. And today is August 1st, is 9 a.m. I will call the meeting to order. First thing we'll do is have a roll call. Tina Bush is absent. Nancy?
Here.
Joanne?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Kendra?
Present.
And Mr. Reed, who is absent. I'm Kathy Owens, your chairman. I need a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes. Kendra, and second by Brian. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Any citizen comment? None. We'll start with Tracy and Central Services.
Good morning. For the month of July, microfilm documents, 46,584. Processed feet, 1,540. Scanned images, 42,842. 18 copy machines, 56,782. 3 digital printers, 58,889. Monthly bills, $23,126.91. Reimbursements, $987.64. Central Services postage, $6,419.51. Downtown Circuit Clerk, $4,131.26. County Clerk, $19.79. Regional Office of Education, $271.74. 4-cent savings on postage, $278.44. The certified savings from $1.48 is $75.48. The e-certified savings on $1.58, which is what it is going to be now from the rate increase, $107.44. Shipping label savings, $33.64. Toner usage, $9,987.71. Toners purchased, $6,901.04. Have a total savings of $495.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else, then we'll have a motion to approve Tracy's. Joanne?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, and Kendra, all in favor?
Aye.
And how about a motion to approve your bills? Nancy? And Kendra, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, shall we move on to budget?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Maintenance contracts and repairs. I'm keeping that the same for cost increases, and if something breaks down, then that's where I take the money from for the new parts. Postage, I dropped it 5,000 because I have yet to use that extra 5,000 that I put in a few years ago. Plus I draw from from election postage when the election mail runs through our mail machine. Postage for election, we left the same, 70,000 for the 2 elections and vote by mail next year. Assessment postage stays the same, and that's for the assessment mailing notices in November. Treasure postage, I raised it 5,000 for property taxes and delinquents. They send out the certifieds, and that they've yet to do that mailing, and that's in October. So they've already had one mailing, and they have another one. And it's unforeseen as to how much it's going to be each year, but I kind of seem to go over budget on that. Office supplies and expense went up to $220,000 for new equipment and supplies. There's a cost increase of 10% on cartridges and paper every year, sometimes twice. Lease expenses, let's see, I dropped that 500. because the leases don't change and they're good for like 5 years. So I took that to 13,500.
What is the lease for?
The leases are for the Scan Pro, one of the Adobes that we use, and the print shop and the mail machines.
Okay, thank you.
The 4 union employees payroll, 152,610. For 4 contract union employees, that's a 75-cent increase, plus there's 2 with longevity. And then mine at the 3.5%, 65,400.
Okay,
That's it.
That's it?
Questions?
any questions on the budget? Or or central supply? Anything, Stephanie, anything to add?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
If you guys, if it's, motion's made, if you could just sign it, please, and then forward it to finance.
I'm sorry?
If a motion is made to forward to finance, if you could just sign it, please.
Yes, I got it right
Okay,
here
thank you.
somewhere. Here it is.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Joanne, and second, Kendra, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll pass this around, everyone sign it, and we'll give it to Stephanie then.
Hey, just a quick question. Brian and I were talking, we got here. The voters' registration cards, do we have to mail those? Do you know? Is that required by state?
I think it is. It does have to legally be mailed.
What a waste.
I think part of it is, if they get them back, then they have to figure out if they moved or whatever the case may be.
So they're just trying to locate it?
Well, they're making sure that those people that have registered to vote receive their voter's card. And I'm assuming, I'd have to talk with Jen, I'm assuming some of them come back as undeliverable.
I think that's kind of how they update their voter registration the poll books as well, or their rolls.
Yeah, mine's still sitting on my table in the envelope.
But then, couldn't somebody come here and get, like, I lost mine, I want a new one, and they could print it?
You have to prove that they're that person.
Just thought, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
I interrupted.
Okay. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
All right,
You all have a good weekend.
you too. Hi, Jen.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My report is fresh out of the system. I've had about 5 minutes to look at this because the reports run at 2:30 on the first, so I whipped this together. A couple things I am going to look at, but everything looks kind of in check. Just I do see on one of the on the intrusion report, I do want to check a couple things, but everything looks in check. Just on one Monday, it seemed a little bit higher than our normal, so I'm just going to double check that. But if anybody has any questions on the report, like I said,
When did it go out?
I get the reports off the system at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, like I got here like 6:45 this morning. So by the time I whip everything and get everything into a PDF and out for you guys, it's like sadly on the first, like I haven't had much time to review these numbers and look at it. It's just more of throw it together and get it to you guys so you guys have something to look at. That's the only bad thing about when you have a meeting on the first, trying to get things
Yeah.
together is
Okay. Joanne?
I'm just looking here like the, corner, 27 visits or 27 issues. Is that 27 times you drive to the
No.
coroner's office?
Nope.
You go in remotely?
Yeah. Yeah, we go in remotely unless it's something we have to physically get our hands on. Like a lot of times that becomes like printer issues or stuff like that, where printers aren't working or anything like that. We sometimes have to go on site, but in general, it's all remote work.
I just feel like that's a lot of calls for,
But also, I think they also got a few new, I think they replaced 2 computers this month too, so that goes into that ticket count as well. You know, I also show like another thing is like user creation and user removal. We've had 49, so there's been 49 changes to an employee. And that's all across the whole board, but I mean, like, reset up users and delete users, things like that. I mean, that's 49 tickets alone.
When I call you and say, John, I need help with my password,
No.
am I
that-
on here?
No, you are not. This is, like, I do my stuff, but this is the 4 staff that log everything in here. I don't. So, I mean, but I do know, like, if a board member does go down to see the staff with a problem with their laptop, now that will show up underneath the board as a ticket. That's why you see, like, the board has 68 tickets. A lot of that is board members come down for help, board members call for help, and then stuff we have to do for the website that's just kind of like generalized. It goes under the board because it's where it kind of resides. Any other questions on my report?
Can I get one?
Oh,
Thanks.
fire me.
No, that's, I just didn't know what you were talking
Yeah.
about, so,
Oh,
okay. Great, thanks, okay.
That's for my report unless.
Okay. We will have a motion then to accept John's report for IT. Brian and Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And a motion to pay his bills. Joanne and Kendra, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Bills are paid. Okay,
I will say one thing on the bills, because I know we're working on trying to get the hand drums down. One thing we are doing, and we're waiting till the next fiscal, so like after December 1st, the AT&T bills will start getting seen at county property. As well, that way somebody's seeing them and approving them. They're still coming out of my budget, but that way a committee's seeing them. That way we're not getting all those hand drums, because I figure if you have IT on the first Friday and then usually county properties the second and the fourth, there's 3 weeks out of the month that those bills can get paid, so they're not being hand drummed anymore. Just we're kind of waiting till the new fiscal starts to start that process. So just hang tight on those. Like I said, the only thing hand drawn is MediaCom AT&T because of the time constraints on those, and then that should go away after the new fiscal year. On to old business. The fire suppression IT floor office renovations are finally complete. I did bring a couple pictures just so you guys can see like the undertaking it took to raise the rack that had to stay in there for the floor. I do need to applaud Kevin. Kevin came up with this idea on how to raise the racks. I was literally looking at like floor jacks and things of that nature to do, and he came up with this using Unistrut and bolts, and kind of figured out how we can mount that and raise that up above so they can finish the floor. One thing we did find once we got all those tiles out, all this cable, and all this was like dead cable that at some point over the years prior to us, like was just cut and left in the floor, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to pull it all the way back to where it originated from. So while that was all, the floors all ripped out, we did pull everything out of the floor. That is dead. So the floor's been all cleaned up. I think I missed one here. And then there's the finish with the racks on it. So, the grommets, so there are 6 tiles that have a 6-inch hole in them. And so we needed the plastic grommet to go in there. That's where all the cables and things that have to come up from the floor for the desks are. Those came in yesterday. I put them in place yesterday. We started putting desks together. So I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks, we'll be getting the staff back up into the office. Just with the amount of stuff. Anybody that's been down in that basement, you can see the amount of stuff that we had to carry down there. All that stuff all has to go up. And then I also want to be meticulous about what actually comes back up and what just doesn't get stored somewhere, because it's a lot of stuff, and if it's been sat in the box for 8 months, do we really need it? And what our needs are? So that way we can't control what's coming back into the office, because I really want, now that we have this nice looking new office, I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it looking nice for when people come in. Yes,
I just want to make two things. The floor before had carpet, right?
yes, it did.
So is this going to make a difference in noise?
Actually, it's quieter. It doesn't see, I was worried about that too because of going to the vinyl tile, but it doesn't seem as loud. Which I was surprised. I thought Cheryl says she's bringing a rug from home that she has just put underneath her desk just to dampen it. I mean, I guess we'll see when all the staff gets up there, because right now it's just me and the hum of the machines, which isn't, like I said, I thought it was going to be louder than it is, and it doesn't seem to be bad at all. I mean, Don, you've been in there a bunch. I mean, I don't feel like it's any louder than it was before. And I will say, we do have one tile that could not get changed out. So we have about 12 pipes that run out of the circuit box that's in there and run straight down into the floor, and then kind of disperse out to where they go. They can't cut that tile away because you're cutting really close to live wire. And so that tile is like, it's the old original brown carpet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these 2-foot tiles, and I'm gonna take it over to Menards. I'm gonna try finding the closest piece of to laminate that will match the color wise.
Yeah.
Just rip the carpet off and use adhesive and put that vinyl down. So at least matches, instead of you have like this really nice like gray flooring, you have this ugly 70s brown carpet tile there. So that's the only thing that like nobody can figure out how to get that out of there easily without possibly damaging something else or electrocuting yourself, since you can't kill the power in that room. So that's kind of
The
where
other
that's-
thing I wanted to say is make sure when you're moving out that stuff you don't want, you get rid of.
Yes,
Because
that's-
apparently a lot of people just like to stash crap around here and it's growing.
Correct. And that's why I'm trying to, like I said, be meticulous when we move back up.
Thank you.
We actually got rid of our workbench. We offered that up to maintenance and the circuit clerk, whoever wanted it, because like, don't bring the workbench back in, because it became just where everyone threw stuff when they're done. And then it became like this amount of stuff we'd have to go through every couple of months and figure out what all it is. So if it's not there, we can't do it. So that's why, like I said, it'll take us just a little bit of time to get back in, just because of my wish of being thoughtful and doing everything.
John, so, the guy that was working down there, they couldn't find anything in their shop for that one tile?
No, he said he could, like, because he can't get close enough with
okay.
his saws to cut like that tile away.
No, but I thought he was just gonna peel that carpet off and find a piece of
Oh, no, they
laminate
did
from the
not.
shop.
They did not.
Okay.
That's why I was just gonna take a tile to myself to Menards and do it, because like I said, and I'll try to make sure it's the right depth so we don't have any kind of like tripping hazard or anything like that. But also, I mean, that one tile, I mean, it's up against the wall with the circuit, the big box on top of it. So like, you're not gonna be over there without purpose anyway, so. So that covers fire suppression, IT floor, office renovations. Now I do want to touch on iFiber proceeds a little bit. We're still waiting on that final payment, which is waiting on the IRS to send a refund check. I mean, it's somewhere between 100 and 200,000. It's no small change, but it's in the grand scheme of the whole process. It's the last and it's the smallest check. And I know so finance sent out like an email or a memo this week about wish lists and things like that. One thing I have been thinking about, so what's the 2 racks that are up here still, that is all the terminated cable from the project that when this building was recabled in 2011. In 2032, that cabling the whole building is due to be recabled due to age, because it'll be over 20 years old. We may want to look at setting some money aside for when we have to do that project, unless we just got no and come 2032. I mean, I know it's 7 years from now, but that's gonna be a chunk of change when we have to recable this building. I mean, downtown should have cost us about 400,000. We got lucky and somebody came in and underbid it. And we got it done for like 190. But I mean, out here, I have a feeling we're gonna be close to probably $500,000 plus, if not closer to $1 million once we recable this building. So it's just something to kind of think of, like, as we got that $9 million in, like maybe we stash just a little bit of it aside for knowing that we have that big project coming down, or put it somewhere where it can earn interest, and then we have some extra money versus that coming out of the general fund 7 years from now. Like, I'm trying to be strategic and kind of plan these things out. It's like, well, it's a wish list item, but it's not really a wish list. It's just something that needs to happen, but it's 7 years from now. It's not like a wish list, oh, we can do this next year. There's no need to. The cabling's still actually under warranty with VSIC for another, till 2032, so. Just, I want to kind of throw that out there as we're kind of going through stuff, like, to kind of, like I said, just one of those kind of food for thought, something to think about down the line. So, when we're talking about what we're going to do with the iFiber money. And everything else, we're wrapping up most of our projects. The biggest thing now is trying to roll out all the PCs. I think we still have another 40 to go that are in our office, in our back room, ready to roll out. So we're just going through them as fast as we can. We did buy some new software that has actually sped up the process a little bit. So that's helping. Just, my goal is to have all those PCs rolled out by the end of this fiscal. So by November to have everything completely rolled out of the back room, but it all depends on the kind of things that go on, so. And then that kind of covers everything I had as far as old business stuff goes. Unless anybody has any questions. In new business, my budget was already done last month.
I think I have a question.
Okay.
So the new PCs, what do you do, just a few a week?
As many as we can in a week. And a lot of times, like, we're trying to schedule them because, like, the recorder's office, we have to work with Fiddler. So we have to schedule time with Fiddler. Like, we have to go so far that we schedule time with Fiddler for them to remote in and do stuff. So we kind of like work with everyone's schedules, and then we're also trying to time it up, especially these last few weeks. When are you going to be gone? Is there a day you're going to be gone? So, I mean, obviously, we're in July and August. We've been trying to catch people on vacation so we can just do it while they're not there and then
Oh,
come back
sure.
to the new computer. So, yeah, I mean, the hope is get 10 out a week, but it also becomes conducive of what our tickets look like. How many calls are we getting to go fix other stuff? That kind of slows that whole process down. And Nick has been coming in. Nick did a lot of stuff over at the health department on the weekends. He'd come in on a Saturday and work like 6 hours deploying PCs over there. That way nobody's there. He's undisturbed and he's getting stuff done. So
What do you do with the old ones?
we pulled the hard drives out, and then there's a vendor that comes and picks up the computers, and then I take the hard drives down to Streeter Unlimited. And they shred them, I think like $3 a hard drive.
Okay. All right, thanks. Anything else?
I have nothing unless anybody else has questions.
Okay, and we did your budget last month. It looks like that would be it. Did I approve your bills? I did. Motion to adjourn. Nancy, and second by Joanne. All in favor?
I,
Thank you.
There's other places, but